Welcome back. It is me, Miss Bycraft again. Today I'm going to show you how to look even closer at some items that you're going to draw. So remember, we are doing close looking observational drawing. So right here I have an ordinary, everyday red pepper. You might have one of these in your house. I think that peppers are really interesting because if you look really closely, you can see all of these different lines and curves, and I see so many different highlights, areas that are light and areas that are dark, and they're not all just one color. When you are looking at something, what I want you to do is to look at it and act like it's the most precious and important thing that you have ever seen, and that you want to really show how precious and important that is to you. So even if it's just like this, like a dead leaf, right? When I look at it, I really take the time to notice all the different details that are happening. I see where it curves. I see these little ridges along the side that look brighter. I don't just see one color brown. And hopefully you also notice that there are many shades. So the darker areas and tints, the lighter areas, and tone in the middle. So I see light, dark, and medium to make contrast, to show all those different details. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to draw the pepper, and this is adding on to our lesson from last week. And this time when you're drawing your object, you guys did a great job showing the outer edge, the contour like we had talked about, but you also want to show the details on the inside. And I'm going to also cut my pepper in half to show different parts of it, because the system of the pepper is just as important as the whole. Okay, so let's get set up. I like to hold it in my hand, and I'm going to pick an angle I want to draw, or maybe I lay it down sideways. Ooh, that's a nice angle. So you're not seeing the same angle as me right now, but you'll see as I'm drawing, I see the stem part. That's what I'm drawing right now, which is in the middle. And I'm drawing very lightly at first, because remember, I can go back and change it. And I see these parts that go behind and in back. And do you notice how in some areas I'm pushing darker? Those are the areas that I see right now with my eyes that have more of like a dark tone or shadow. I'm coming in and I'm going to start drawing the curve of the pepper. This one kind of comes down more and that overlaps. And I'm going to curve it. I'm trying to follow the outer side of my pepper. I got to move it out of the way because my pepper's in the way of me drawing right now. And I have this line, but I'm not going to draw the whole line because really it's not a perfect even line. I'm going to come back in, curve around, and I'll definitely go back and fix things as I'm going because I see things that I don't necessarily like right now. But again, I'm just getting the main shape, the outline, and coming back to fix those things later. All right, so now I have this main shape and it kind of looks a little bit like a flower, doesn't it? Now I'm going to come back in and I'm going to start adding where I see the really dark areas. So it's like going in these areas, so I can press harder. I apply more pressure to do that. And then I leave the areas that are light. I don't press those as dark. So I'm just doing this with pencil just so I know when I'm coloring later. And I see these areas are kind of, I'm leaving those white for a highlight, so I just kind of want to lightly sketch them in so I know where I'm going to do that. So as we're coloring today, what I want you looking for are these areas of light and dark, and areas that you see where it's blending in So there's some areas that are kind of like a medium shade, some that are super dark.
And there's the part with the light on it.
Yeah, and sometimes it really helps if, like, speaking of a light, if you can't see those details so much, put it under a special light so that you can see it.